One of the things that Senator Obama talks about a lot is judgment, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the recent criticism of Mark Penn, who's Hillary's chief strategist, who's been criticized for being somewhat out of touch with reality. For instance, he circulated a memo about Iowa saying, "Where's the bounce?" And the next day, there was a 12-point jump for Obama.
Yeah, he was wrong about that because the bounce always occurs on the second day, not the first day. It always occurs on the second day, not the first day. But since you raised the judgment issue, let's go over this again. That is the central argument for his campaign. It doesn't matter that I started running for president less than a year after I got to the Senate from the Illinois State Senate. I am a great speaker and a charismatic figure, and I'm the only one that had the judgment to oppose this war from the beginning, always, always, always. First, it is factually not true that everybody that supported that resolution supported Bush attacking Iraq before the UN inspectors were true. Chuck Hagel was one of the co-authors of that resolution, the only Republican senator that always opposed the war, every day from the get-go. He authored a resolution to say that Bush could go to war only if they didn't cooperate with the inspectors, and he was assured personally by Condi Rice, as many of the other senators were. So first, the case is wrong that way. Second, it is wrong that Senator Obama got to go through 15 debates trumpeting his superior judgment and how he had been against the war in every year, enumerating the years, and never got asked one time, not once. Well, how could you say that when you said in 2004 you didn't know how you would have voted on the resolution? You said in 2004 there was no difference between you and George Bush on the war, and you took that speech you're now running on off your website in 2004, and there's no difference in your voting record and Hillary's ever since. Give me a break. This whole thing is the biggest fairy tale I've ever seen. I've heard, so you can talk about Mark Penn all you want. What did you think about the Obama thing calling Hillary the senator from Punjab? Did you like that? Or what about the Obama handout that was covered up, the press never reported on, implying that I was a crook? Scouring me, scathing criticism over my financial reports. Ken Starr spent $70 million and indicted innocent people to find out that I wouldn't take a nickel to see the cow jump over the moon. So you can take a shot at Mark Penn if you want. It wasn't his best day. He was hurt. He felt badly. We didn't do better in Iowa. But, you know, the idea that one of these campaigns is positive and the other is negative, when I know the reverse is true, and I have seen it, and I have been blistered by it for months, is a little tough to take. Just because of the sanitizing coverage that's in the media doesn't mean the facts aren't out there. Yes. Otherwise, I do not have any strong feelings about that subject.